I always talk to Amanda about things. I said, Amanda, there are good decisions and there are bad decisions. And then I go on to define the bad decisions. And I try to get a few good ones in there for guidance. Good decisions and bad decisions. And they bring about their own consequences. Now, being human, we're always going to make bad decisions. Sometimes unintentionally, and sometimes knowingly. Face it, sometimes a bad decision is just too good to pass up. You know it's not going to turn out well, but something just like a moth to the flame. Even though the moth is saying, didn't turn out well for Charlie, but I'm sure this will be better. We're always stuck in the human condition. And God is always willing to offer forgiveness and redemption. In fact, He's already given us forgiveness and redemption. That's a done deal. But what we do with it and how we live it out is always our choice. And what we do in life, for better or for worse, will affect our relationship with God and our relationship with one another. And you really can't get around that. Again, I've come to realize that our relationship with people affects our relationship with God, and our relationship with God affects our relationship with people. You can't take the two away. So we're always in a process of needing forgiveness and redemption, of needing guidance, of needing to be contrite and humble and to confess. And face it, that gets old after a while, doesn't it? I mean, it's really difficult to come to God and your prayer confession becomes basically, see above. But I've come to understand the whole process of forgiveness in a certain way that makes it easier. Because, when you keep making the same mistake over and over and over again, that's just tough, isn't it? I mean, how many times can you go to a math test and put down 2 + 2 is 5 and get away with it? Making the same mistake over and over again is tough, but we do it. Although, I've come to a way of understanding. Probably most of you know, about a year or so ago, I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. It's something that I'm finding out a lot of guys my age, a lot of people, women too, my age, have the sudden onset adult diabetes 2 thing. And, there are certain risk factors involved. Diabetes is a funny disease because your blood sugar is affected if you eat too much or you eat too little. And you can feel crummy because your blood sugar is too low or too high. You have to prick yourself with a finger or do a test to find out what you have to do about things. But there is medication that treats it. In fact, I can bend dietary rules. I can bend it real far. If I keep up with the medication, my numbers are good. But I've got to take the medication every day at the right times. I can actually control my diabetes for a little while without medication. If I can have a really active day, if I can be busy physically, my readings are great. I didn't have to take medication. I had great readings that day. But the next day, if it's raining and I can't get outside to be active or I'm not feeling too well, those numbers shoot up. And if I'm really, really bad on my diet, even medication, even the regular dose, doesn't really keep it under control. It does do a little bit extra. But our lifestyle, our decisions are very much like our health, at least with diabetes. Ultimately, I can't control it on my own anymore. Maybe for a little while. And you can control your decisions in your lifestyle for a little while. There are people who have kind of pulled themselves themselves together by their own energy and merit for a while. But something always leaks out. And something always gives. And, well, you don't know everything about anybody. People can look really good, but you don't know what happens behind closed doors. So people can only be good on their own for a little while. Forgiveness, confession, mercy are kind of like the medication. You got to keep it up. You got to keep connecting with it. Keep things under control. Keep things balanced. Now, I'm never going to be, well, I don't know, but right now it's looking like I'm never going to be well. People have said that about me for a long time. I'm talking about diabetes right now. I'm never going to be well. But I can be a very, very old man having it controlled if I keep up every day with the medication and the routine. Something that's beyond my own powers. You know, I've got to keep that up or I'm going to be in health trouble. And it's the same way with our spiritual life. We're always going to be sinners. We will never be perfect. But God will always be forgiving. God will always recognize contrite and broken spirit. God will always recognize sincere confession. And sometimes, well, like I got to take the same medicine 3 times a day. Sometimes you have to address the same matter with God 3, 4, 5, 6 times a day. But He always recognizes it. It's always there. We just have to be the ones who recognize that and respond to it. Our actions will always have a consequence, for better or for